Now what I'm going to do is the spacing, I'm going to increase that just a little bit. And I can use this little button here. Whoa, going the wrong way. Well, I'll be a son of a gun. Let's go ahead and I'm going to say this is going to be 40 pixels. I'll just type it in. Okay. Now, when we worked on our previous artboard, I said 960 by pixels. Make sure pixels are set, right? They're still set, okay? And by 720. That's going to give us a 4:3 ratio. That would be similar to old-time television sets. What I'm going to do is I'm going to increase this a little bit because most of your wireframes I observed in the class are longer than that traditional setting, or taller, excuse me, taller or longer. And I'm going to set this to 1200, at least to start. The orientation is upright, and I am going to go under advanced, and I think you'll probably will find the default setting to CMYK. I want you to change that to RGB because we're creating something for the web. As far as the raster effect, what the default will probably be set at 300 ppi. That looks like that is an I, it's not an L. I know it looks very small. That's pixels per inch. And I told you a couple of weeks ago that, when we're working on the web, resolution really doesn't matter. That it really is about pixel width and pixel height of a given object. So what I wanted, but we may print these. So I'm going to set this at 150 ppi. That's going to give us a good enough resolution for the printers here at MCTC. I'm pretty good with that. I can set everything at rest. I'm going to say OK. Okay, here are my 10 artboards. And the first thing I want to show you, and I'm going to decrease the size of the window, and I'm going to make this 10, okay? Just so I can show you how you can play with the artboards just a little bit. If I select or click on any single artboard, it may be hard for you to see, but there's a really, really fine line that kind of makes it darker around the edges. That's how I know it's going to be selected. But down here, and thanks to our tool tips, we have artboard tools. I'm going to select that. Now all of our artboards are numbered, and we can start arranging them if we choose to change the order or change the position. This one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to hold down my shift key, and I'm going to move it off the side a little bit. And I'm just showing you that you can, even after all of your artboards are made, you can start rearranging, and you can create artboards that are the size that you actually needed. And these little green lines that you're seeing pop up certainly help us when we're dealing with alignment. Okay, so we know we can deal with and work with the artboards. This is good. The other thing is we talked about the selection and direct selection tool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the selection tool one more time. Click on that. Okay, everything goes away. Now what I want to do is what you'll find over on the right-hand side, you will find this two little pancake square thing over here, and that's for your layers. I'm going to pull it out so you can see it just a little bit better and click on it, and this is our layers. Now what we can do is if you click right on the name, we can change the name of the layer. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so I'm saying 960 grid system. If I double click over here, I get another box that pops up, and what I have the capability of doing is that I can make a template layer that will lock in place. And that's what I want to do, because what I want to do is I want to be able to see the grid system that I place in position. I'm going to hit cancel at this moment. Now what we're going to do, Command T, and I'm going to go to Chrome. You may be able to see a portion of the window. I'll make it smaller for you, just so you can see what I'm doing here. May not work out all that well. I'm at 8 minutes already. Boy, time goes fast when you're having fun. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in 960 grid system. Okay, hit my return key. And now what I have is 960 grid system. And what I want is, I'm going to hit cancel. I'm going to hit the big old download button. And when I do that, what you're seeing is everything, my grid system is downloading. Okay, there it goes. Okay, I'm going to, and what you'll see is that I have templates here. And I have templates for almost every single piece of software, including Illustrator. It's right there. And my memory is very horrible. So I'm going to select that, select all of these, select the entire text, copy it, Command C. I'm going to close it and minimize, minimize, and minimize. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to select the first artboard. You see that it's darkened. I'm going to put this away for the moment. At least minimize that so it's not in our way. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place that grid. And I'm going to go under File. I'm going to go to Place. Here's the window. Okay, I'm going to make this a little smaller so you can see the entire thing, the dialog box. I'm going to search for something, and I already copied what I'm looking for. Oh, there it is. I'm going to place it. Okay, here it is. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to position it, and I'm going to cover the entire page. Okay, then I'm going to make it a little bit larger. Okay, so now I have this particular artboard. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to copy it, actually Command 0 because I want to see what it looks like up close. And I'm not real. Command R was going to turn on my rulers. And because my screen is so small, you actually see that it's not really honestly 960, but I'm going to just move this over a tad. A tad and the skosh are about the same size. And I know that my gutter is 20 pixels, so my margin needs to be about 10. Okay, and then I'm going to use my right arrow key to kind of move everything back. I really made that too large, I think. Let's see if I can do it this way. Okay. Okay, well, that looks pretty good. It looks centered. Now, I'm going to copy it. Now what I'm going to do is to spread this out. I'm going to go ahead and I am going to, well, first of all, so you can actually see what's happening, I'm going to change this back to 10%, no, 12%. Okay, Command, okay. Now what I'm going to do is go to File, or excuse me, Edit, and I'm going to say Paste on all artboards. Boom. Okay, so now what you're seeing is that this is on all the artboards that I've created. Make this a little bit, grab the bottom of that box. Okay, so now my artboard's in place, and it looks like I'm going to have to use yet another movie to be able to continue to show you what I'm looking for in this assignment. But before I go, because I still have 2 minutes, I'm going to go back to my layers palette. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click, and what I want to do is turn this to template. It dims all of my layers by 50%. I'm going to say OK. And now what I have is a template layer. So when I start working, I'll be able to see the templates. and we can, and I can start laying out my grid. Okay, we'll talk about saving on the next movie and how to create the boxes. Thank you so much.